Welcome to this video on reviewing the last night fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Obviously Ryan Garcia coming out with the points decision at the end of the night, but very much a dominant performance from Ryan Garcia with 3 knockdowns, and really to go through the fight, what I thought and what I think for the future. Very great display. It was a great display from Ryan Garcia. He had to come out early. He had to get something on Devin Haney to show that you couldn't just be defensive. And guess what? He did that. He did that very much. He got the shot on Devin Haney. He dropped him early, and he put it on him from the onset. Really, he put it on him. He showed them fast hands. Early caught him with a couple things, and it sort of meant that Devin Haney was sort of like, okay, my defense, it just showed Devin Haney's defense isn't impenetrable, and Garcia found it early, so it was sort of like, well, okay, this is going to be a fight. Devin Haney then gets dropped early, and it sort of becomes, well, is Ryan Garcia actually going to do as I predicted in this fight, that if Ryan Garcia had any chance to win, he would have to come out early and do something and get something on him to really set the scene, and he did that. I did think Devin Haney would win that because I think Devin Haney's defense would have coped with it, but I was wrong there, and Ryan Garcia's hands were too fast for Devin Haney, and he dropped him early, and that sort of became a thing of, whoa, okay, that's the problem. Once you get dropped, you have to pull something out of the bag now, because now you've got to get something done. Ryan Garcia then gets a point deducted at some point within the fight for... It's really quite odd. Basically, when he's putting it on him, it looks like Devin Haney's holding on and literally just... The ref's saying, break, basically go back, both fighters go back, and Ryan Garcia isn't holding on, but Devin Haney's holding on for his life. And it's sort of like, well, he does it once, or I think twice from what I could see. He does it twice in 2 breaks straight up, one after another. And after that second break, Ryan Garcia just gives him a hand to go, come on. Yeah, you can't just, when the ref's been telling you for a good, and it's a good amount of seconds to break, and he's clearly not, and the ref's literally having to pull Devin Haney's arms off to go, get off him, let's box. And especially at a pivotal moment when you know he's got him hurt, it's just a frustration from Garcia, and he just threw a hand out and caught him in the face, and it was a point deducted straight off the bat. Do I think that was a point off? Could have been, but I think, to be honest, it's sort of like that should have been a warning, because the amount of holding Devin Haney had, and really to warn Devin Haney, look, you can't just hold someone and go for, and later in this fight go for double leg takedowns like it's in UFC, or as soon as you get hurt. So I think that was a bit harsh, but overall didn't matter about the outcome of the fight. And this was good, to be honest, because it's a bit of a harsh one, really, because even the commentators said about no warnings being given before this. It was, it was straight up shot straight on the face of Devin Haney, so sort of a bit of a to and fro. It could have went either way, but then Devin Haney really comes back. He comes back into the fight. He starts doing some good work, and it looks like, well, okay, if he comes back like this, he could do quite well. But then we see Ryan Garcia actually then still being there, and it sort of becomes a match where Devin Haney is having to wait with the defensive style he has to really just wait for an opportunity, and Ryan Garcia starts at least making them competitive rounds, if not winning the round. So, which then meant, and it gets into later of the fight, Ryan Garcia is doing well, and he looks like he's winning, even with that point deduction, and then Devin Haney has to get something done. He has to bring something here to get stuff happening, and Ryan Garcia is really moving quite well. I think throughout this whole fight, he's moving quite well on the outside, doing well to avoid Devin Haney's real big shots. He gets hit with a couple, he does, but overall no real danger for him. Overall, he does really well to stay out of danger out of the most of the fight, and majority of the fight he stays out of danger and does well to keep moving. And getting on to the end of the fight, really, Ryan Garcia catches, he catches him and puts him down twice, and it's a really good showing if you're not going to KO someone how he does that, because actually shows he's still got it at the end of the fight, which is great to see from Ryan Garcia, even though he put it on him early. Shows he's still there, which is good for future fights to see, okay, well, he has got the potential to go all the rounds, even though he's put a lot of energy into the first few when he's put someone down. But he puts Devin Haney down twice, very good fashion, puts it on in, does well, gets the rounds, wins, and yeah, an amazing performance for Ryan Garcia at the end of it. Devin Haney didn't look like the guy who's going to push on. It was sort of a troubling performance from David Haney. Just didn't get exposed, I'd say, but really showed that his defence isn't all there. Getting caught that early when you're that fresh shouldn't be a thing that Devin Haney, if he is at that level, should be doing. Ryan Garcia really showed that he's ready to be that next star, and really is that next star in boxing. It is that next star to be the one who's getting the money at them sort of highest levels, and he's really the star who below heavyweight boxing, the household names. Ryan Garcia is very much up with Canelo at the minute. And I only think if Ryan Garcia stays active and continues to win, it's only going to improve. And I do think Ryan Garcia, being so young, he's got many years to make that potential name and earnings so high. I don't know who Ryan Garcia is going to fight next. I really thought he was going to lose, or lose a decision. But now, who does he fight? Does he go in against Tank again and try to get an avenged loss there? Or does he try to do something new and tries to do something that, if people have has matches for him, that he goes for them and he earns a good amount of money? I think there's many fights he could do. I think he's in a very good position to either go back to avenge a loss against Tank, or he's really good to manoeuvre anywhere and face anyone he wants out there, because I don't think his star has ever been bigger. I think it would be a good move to avenge the fight and go for a fight against Tank if he thinks he can win, because if he can win it, that makes his star power the highest of anyone currently. I think if he does it in a few months, I think that's very strong for Ryan Garcia, being the current best potential for the future of boxing, the future earnings of boxing. Because I think he is a star. The way he holds media, the way he holds himself, the way he knows how to get people talking. It's an important game for any fighter or celebrity to make sure they are in the news in the right way, and making sure their star power is still there and make sure they're still relevant, because guess what, that will increase fivefold how much he could earn. Going from Devin Haney to Ryan Garcia, even in this fight, Ryan Garcia will potentially earn more even if Devin Haney won, because Ryan Garcia has that media presence, has that star power outside of the ring to make people talk and want to see him. And it's sort of like Floyd, whether that is for him to win, because people do want to see him win, but some people out there will want to see him lose. That's just the thing. I think he'll be fine with that, but as soon as you get to that sort of star power, people want to see you lose. And Floyd Mayweather, again, type of person who dealt with it very well, and I would say Floyd Mayweather, a lot of people wanted to see him lose, because that's a part and parcel. He hasn't lost, and let's see if he could lose. Yeah, I think there's massive potential for Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney, I think he needs a few more fights. I think there is now a point where he needs to go back, beat someone, get confidence back, because that must have been a very demoralising experience, especially when he's a very defensive fighter and his defence gets found out so early. So I think he needs to get a win under his belt and then see where he can go from there. But an amazing night of boxing. Ryan Garcia goes on, and I think really you'll look back in 2 or 3 years, and this is the point where Ryan Garcia goes from a normal boxer to being that star of boxing. So please let me know what you think of the fight in the comments and what you think is going to happen in the future. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.